Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Tribe Circle podcast. This space was created to have real conversation, honest conversation that is going to help young people like you and me navigate through life with clarity, with purpose, with things that would help us make our everyday decisions. Joining me today is Mr. Tosin Ologun. He's an award-winning multimedia journalist with deep experience in both digital and broadcast journalism. He is the head of digital and reportorial desk at Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan, and his work focuses on media, tech, and solution-driven journalism that amplifies positive change in society. He's passionate about mentoring young journalists and has trained many in data storytelling, media ethics, and digital tools. So we are so honored to have you here, Mr. Oluwatosin, and you're welcome to the Tribe Circle podcast.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. I'm super elated to be here this morning today, and I'm particularly interested in what you do at a Thrive Circle. It's somehow weird for me to be here because normally I get to, as a media person, I get to ask people questions. I am the host. I'm always the host. So it's just on very few occasions like this that I get to be the one on the other side of the microphone. So thank you very much for having me once again.
Yeah, we are so grateful for finding out time out of your busy schedule to grant us this privilege. And on today's topic, we are going to be talking on something that young adults and teenagers are finding hard to balance or are finding hard to find answers to, which is balancing academic demand with personal growth. Most of them, with assignments, deadlines, and constant expectations, they usually lose sight of who they are really becoming. They usually lose sight of what they really want to do for themselves. For instance, a few days back, I was on Instagram and I saw a video where this person was asking the people there that what did you study in school and what do you do now? And most of them, it's so I would say it's so sad, but it's so sad that most of them they study something entirely different, and what they are into now is just widely apart. And we want to know, this episode is to help us explore how students can, number one, pursue academic success while still developing their values, developing themselves in the right way too. Because the real life is the life after school, basically. School is more like just you're getting ready, you're getting prepared. So let's begin from here. From your personal story, Mr. Tosin, I am sure your journalism career didn't start immediately after school. And why I'm trying to avoid career talk, because here we are here to talk about the students, how to help the students. I'm curious to know, how do you personally develop the required skill when you are in school? Or should I ask, when did you start with journalism, um, history, or when do you start your career in media, in journalism? And how were you able to balance things?
Thank you very much for this episode and for this first question. Basically, today this year makes it 10 years since I
Wow.
became a big reporter. And it all started from when I was an undergraduate. Basically, growing up as a child, I consumed news a lot. I watched TV, um, like most kids that we have of my time, and this some of them in this era. But then I'm always curious about those people presenting news, presenting program, etc. I also like to read the
Mm,
newspaper or publications. I read, different things, and somehow I find it hard to read school books dead growing up as a child. And I played football a lot growing up as a child as well. And I used to think that everything I'm going to do in my life is like play football. But then,
wow.
my dad strongly kicked against me playing football, said I must go to school, get my degree. Then after that, I can decide to play football as much as I
Mm.
want to. Basically, from his own personal experience, that even if something happens in the journey of playing football, I can go back to my degree, my education. So fast
Mm.
forward to when I started as an undergraduate, and I see a lot of people focusing on their education, which is not a crime, which is not bad. But then when I look at what they are missing, it's very unfortunate that most students or people then always have this mindset, oh, I want to focus on my education. Of course, your education is your primary assignment when you get to any campus. It's your education. And for me, I think I'm going to be sharing a whole lot about my growing up. I mean, from my primary school days. I just go to school because they said I should go to school. I don't have any, oh, this is why I'm going to school. You know, there's this question they usually ask, and they say, what do you want to become when you grow up? At first, I was like, you know, in my days, it's lawyer or medical doctor, accountant. And I don't have this kind of orientation where I can easily choose from different, you know, professions that we have a lot of them now. And even then, but then I will just easily say doctor because of the fact that listen to other kids saying doctor, and I see some people say some funny stuff. I remember a friend in primary school had like a very good orientation of what he wants to do in his life, though he didn't eventually do that. But then I don't have enough orientation. So FSS 2015 was the journey when the journey of media actually started for me, and it all started from joining an organization called Union of Campus Journalists. So I had this friend that we
Mm.
went to FSS. He was we went to the same secondary school, so he was even the one that introduced me to FSS. So when we gained admission, so there was this group, Union of Campus Journalists, just like I said, and we went there because we felt like let's go and disturb these people.
Mm.
That was the main reason. We'll still say it today, and there are a lot of people that can bear me witness. We're just like, let's go and disturb the whole meeting they have. They hold meetings on Fridays then. So we went on that particular Friday. So we sat down. We saw that I personally saw the things they were doing, the learning words, try to build people's public speaking ability, and and I was like, okay. And mind you, growing up as a child, I have low self esteem. I'm always scared to talk in class, the class that I don't even like before. I'm always very scared. Even if I don't understand something, I don't I don't have that ability. I don't have that energy. I don't have, the boldness to ask questions. But then after my secondary school, I started, growing. I started reading some stuff. I started, relating with people beyond. There was no opportunity for me to play football. So I decided to like, let me just do this. And my mom and dad were really, really invested in my education. So I decided to dedicate myself and
Mm.
make them proud. So fast forward to the UCJ meeting. Then we started learning new words, and it felt good. The next meeting also learned new words. So after that, they engaged me. You are meant to introduce yourself, the kind of stuff that you write. And then I said I write rap songs, and they felt like rap songs. That's not the kind of writing that we do here. But then I said that's what I could do. But I have this kind of memory that I can go to a place, observe whatever they do, then go back to my study and, give an account of what I observed. So my
Mm.
first assignment was to go to an event and report it. And when I went there, and I have a very solid foundation when it comes to primary education. The secondary school might not be that solid. I I wasn't I wasn't serious at all in my because I went to my dad saw that I wasn't really forthcoming, quote and unquote. So he took me to a public school, which I feel that is not normal in my family. All my siblings went to private schools. I went to a private school for my primary education, staff school, University of Ibadan.
Mm.
It's not just any house school. Then I don't know about now. So taking me to a public school when my siblings eventually, attended private schools up to their senior secondary school level. I mean, I just feel like, well, it's time for me to still play. But then my background was solid. When I look at how I understand English a little bit, I see that some people's foundation were not that good. So I was able to
Mm.
communicate my I was able to write well. So they commended me on my first report that, oh, you did well. And I'm very particular about research. I can do a lot of research. All the knowledge is going to be consumed by me. And because I don't have that
Mm.
boldness, I don't get to share like some people. The Wole Soyinka of this world, the Tino Achebe of this world, the Chimamanda Adichie of this world, literary icons, they tend to create. I was just a mere consumer.
Mm.
I don't create anything. I consume other people's work. African literatures, any book that I get to see, then I consume it. But I wasn't creating anything from it. So when I started creating something, which was a news report, I started feeling like, okay, this is good. This is nice. And I became very dedicated to it. Mind you, this was first semester where I should be solidifying my grade points, CGPA. But then I feel like, what are they teaching? That I'm going to take my time. I believe that I can easily read and get to understand. And at that point, if it's not a situation of I have to go and present it in front of the class, that I still have that, I can write
Mm.
to any extent, right? So I wasn't really freaked. I wasn't perturbed. I was less concerned about my education. I go to classes very well in my 100 first semester in the one. I go to class a lot until I became editor in chief of the Union of Campus Journalists, Federal School of Statistics, in this during the second
Wow.
semester. So that position was the best thing that has happened in my journalism career because it
Wow.
stretched
Wow.
me. It
Mm.
stretched me a lot that I I started believing in myself. I had boldness to speak anywhere, to write as much as possible, and I was enjoying all the goodies that was coming from it. A lot of people in school get to know my name. People talk about me. Some people say today they call me UCJ. That's the name of the organization. Most people save my number as Tosin UCJ, and it felt very good. And just like I said, growing up as a child, I consume news a lot. Watching the NTA Network News by 9, Sirius Toba presenting, even BCS, we watch BCS News as well, Yoruba and English.
Mhm.
That was really consuming news because it's very um, compulsory. Even if we are watching a movie, my dad and my mom will be like, "Oh yeah, it's time for us to listen to news. Maybe when I'm done with my news, you guys can continue with your movie." So, and it's not a big house. Just like I said, we're living inside UI, so it's not a big house where I have my room or
Yeah.
places that I can. So you just have to stick around, watch the news, and it was very interesting because consciously or subconsciously, I was getting to know people. I mean, politicians, the leaders in the country, and whenever old people are talking and I'm listening, I'm like, I know the minister of education, I know the minister of the, I know this, I know that. So I was, I had that knowledge then. So that shaped my knowledge of
Mm.
news. I brought a whole lot of innovations to ECDFSSIB then that my successor could work
Mm.
on. But then my results, how was I doing, you know, UCJ? Because before I go to class, even if I have tests, I'm going to go and publish on the board first. Because
Wow.
people, especially when there was a congress or a meeting the following day, and people are waiting for the reports of the congress or meeting, because it's just few of us, the executives, the executive arm, judiciary, SRC, and UCJ that are, you know, allowed to be in the congress or meeting, and who is in charge of disseminating the information, the UCJ. So I know that people are always starved of the information, and I have to give it to them. So before I enter class, I'll go and
Wow.
paste on the board, and
Wow.
people will see me. Most of them don't know me physically, but my name was to some extent, and I had a very good handwriting. Then when I
Mhm.
were writing on the board, so I was using marker for headline, all those kind of things were the innovations I brought. So later I started printing, but still the name was still there. And
Mm.
I read normally. We buy handouts. You go to class, but you still buy handouts. And once I get the handouts, if it's not a course, arithmetic based course calculation, computer science. I study computer science, by the way. You have to do a lot of calculation.
Mm.
So if it's not a course that is related to calculation, I mean programming, I read my handouts maximum 2 hours.
Wow.
Maximum. If it's, okay, let's say people are saying, this course is hard, this course is hard, this course is hard, maximum 2 hours. And what is going to make me read it for 2 hours is when I didn't probably go to class a lot, because I miss
Mm.
classes. I miss classes. I'm not going to like, and mind you, it wasn't the journalism that was making me mix those classes.
Mm.
I need time to gather a lot of information. So if there's a report and there's class, I would always choose the report.
Report.
I always tend to cover, because I know that then I understood how to pass my exams.
Mm.
Yes, I understood how to pass my exams, and I always have this mentality that what's there, what do they want to bring that I won't be able to answer. And though I wasn't, after my first semester results, I felt that I cannot get a distinction. There's pass, there's lower credit, there's upper credit, then distinction. So distinction is like first class, the upper credit is like 2-1,
Okay.
lower credit. So after my first result, I had out of 4 points, I had 3.38. So I
Wow.
felt like that's all. There's no opportunity for me to be in distinction.
Mhm.
Though eventually
Wow.
I started pushing distinction, but I couldn't get it. And I was just, I think, 0 points, I think zero point
Mm.
0.5 away from distinction when I've eventually got my result. A lot of people will think that, oh, I was just doing media, I was doing journalism, campus journalism, that's what I wanted to do with my, no, I was still reading my books. At every point in time, from my national diploma to my university education, I had friends, not because I didn't choose those friends because they were the big boys in school, or because they dressed well, or because they were influential. I think I'm always influential compared to my friends in the school generally, not amongst our friends. So those friends that I choose throughout were always very intelligent. They were book
Mm.
smart. They were very interested in their education compared to the way I invested my own time and energy. So moving close to
Wow.
them gives me the opportunity to get personal tutorials. I don't
Mm.
really subscribe to general tutorials because it's still going to be like a normal class. And what makes it worse is that it's being taught by a fellow student, and we
Mhm.
call them education. They are the education minister, and from there I'll still be playing people who are going to be on as unserious as possible. So me choosing a very good friend that is intellectually inclined, book smart, gives me that opportunity or access to personal tutorial on things that I am yet to understand.
Wow.
So and when you
Let
teach,
me call you from there. I think I like the aspects where you just get to now. And it will make me ask the second question because it's they're kind of related. And with this your experience, all these things that I just mentioned, and personal growth, you know what you were looking for, or should I say you know what you had interest in as much as you
yeah,
were in school, and school was more like I wouldn't say a priority, but it was like a must for you. Your dad has sent you to school and you don't have a choice than to just do well. So
yeah.
how were you able to prioritize your growth? How were you able to prioritize that personal growth that you used or you trained yourself with in the aspect of journalism? How were you able to prioritize it in the midst of all consuming class, exams, and all of these things that surrounded you at that time?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to say this because maybe it's going to bring the change. The education system is in Nigeria is not training us to be employable. It's not training
Mm.
us to you know really start something on our own. Majorly, students just go to school to pass exams.
Mm.
Major and one of the things that you're going to see in society now is that most people are not doing what they actually studied in school. This is not
Yeah.
just the inavailability of jobs. Unemployment is the unemployment rate in Nigeria is about 4.6.
Mm.
Yes, I was telling some reporters about it that unemployment in Nigeria is very low. Mind you, the fact that people are looking for job, that's those people that are looking for job. But people that are doing their small business, maybe selling small something, people that are, motorcyclists, riders, or car riders, etc., or people that sell stuff online, they are also, they are not they are also part to be the part of. They're also meant to be part of the unemployment rate, but they are doing something for themselves. And these are people that actually
Yeah.
went to school and said, but because of the fact that there is no innovation around their course or the course they
Mm,
studied. Yes, okay. If I study banking and finance, I'm basically that person is going to keep, looking for a job in the banking sector.
yeah, yeah.
There are some people, the people that will actually see innovations, the people that created OPay, PAMPay, Money Points, I don't think they have banking background.
Hmm.
They just came with those solutions because of the fact that they saw things in the society, and there's a need for this kind of um what do they call this kind of banks? I can't remember. I will remember in the course of the podcast. And those innovations are not always there in our course. Till today in Nigeria, we cannot come together to create our own Facebook. We can't come together
Hmm.
to create our own Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. And we have over 200 million people. So that means that if someone creates a Facebook, basically 200 million people can use it. We are not even counting Nigerians that are in the diaspora, which
Hmm.
are also going to be in millions. So we have consumers in Nigeria, but we are not creating. And I study computer science, and I don't really feel that there's a lot we can do. My project during my national diploma was creating a website for my department. After submitting that project, that website died.
Hmm.
The department could not build on it. That's our education in Nigeria. If I study what's it called computer science to any level, I'm still going to be doing, the basic computer,
Yeah.
which is not going to be the same if I go to other senior climbs. So I knew that this is what I can get from school, and school wasn't stretching me to be innovative.
Hmm.
I wasn't innovative as a student, and I've thought about it that I've seen people that have graduated. What are they doing? It's still all about getting a job, and
Hmm.
they are not even qualified for those jobs.
Hmm.
So I made up my own mind very early in my days that okay, I've seen something I can easily grow. And the more I read, because you are going to read as a journalist, so that stretches my brain a lot. And it gives me that opportunity to read my handouts for 1 hour. I read my handout for 1 hour, one
Wow.
hour, and I don't read that, oh, exam is coming, then I start reading. No, I had never done that. I had never attended any night class. The only time I attended one night class, I did not finish it. I went back home because I was like, my bed is at home. I need 1 hour to read. So what am I here? I went back home. So 1 hour during the night, it is when I don't understand that I will probably get someone that is going to explain to me that is going to exceed that 1 hour. So choosing my personal growth, reading, just like I said, that position, the UCJ stretched me a lot. I have to
Hmm.
know a lot. And we
Hmm.
have a lot of people that find it easy. Technology wasn't really, I think most people do not have smartphones then.
Yeah.
Most people don't have smartphones. It's just all these Symbian phones and etc. But then when I do my own research, I do it. When people might be spending their time on Instagram or WhatsApp or Facebook, even if I'm going to be on Facebook, I'm going to be following a page where I'm going to be getting information that are going to be useful for me. So
Wow. Wow.
easily, yes, I don't just subscribe to pages or just read. My I can easily be judged by my search history, my browser history. So if you see what I'm doing with my own Facebook, my Instagram, or my um, Google, I don't just go to Google and I ask the most silly questions from Google because I just want to know. And people can come to me. People find it easy to come to me. They be like, "This guy is intelligent," and they don't know anything I am, anything I ought to be. Is all about research. Research is my own jazz. I don't think that, oh, I got to know anything growing up as a child. So once since the time I've really dedicated my time to research, then I've gotten to know, then I'm going to know a lot. I had this friend in uni that also opened my eyes. Before we start, before we fully start the semester, you would have watched YouTube videos on each course, or especially on
Wow.
those courses that we had. Yes. So till today, I still watch, you know, YouTube courses. Even as a lecturer that I am, I watch YouTube courses to be able to understand, because you are going to get, people that are more experienced that will teach you
Mm.
those things beyond the Nigerian level. So that was what he was watching then. And I felt like even before we, fully start, a once he has like an idea of the course outline, Biggie is done. His name is Deji. We call him Biggie.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, ah. So since then, I saw that it's very easy to choose this one. I'm going to pass my exams. That's what the school requires of me. The school doesn't really
Mm.
require me to be innovative. But I saw something that was
Mm.
making me, I was, when I started publishing, I used to tell people, Google my name. It's very easy for me to tell someone, Google my name. Before I can get to the level of Google my name as someone in the um in education line, maybe lecturer or something, I must have published something online, publish a paper, do research. But then as a journalist, once I get published by maybe Punch or Vanguard, my name is up there. And you see all my profile and all. So those things gave me joy. I chose between, you know, class. Classes are not, the way our education
Yeah.
is structured. A class of over 200 people, 100 people, and there's little you can actually gain. There is
Mm.
little. So all
Okay.
our
So, in this, your experiences, how can a young person, or should I say, what does real personal growth looks like for them? Like beyond all this academic success, like it's obvious now that in Nigeria has already tuned our mind to believe that you have to go to school, you have to do this, you have to do that. And that's what they probably call a success, especially our parents, you know. But we of this new age that to some extent we have exposure, we know about these things. We know that this is not what it is. This is not the real thing. What
mm,
should we look out for? How what should personal growth look like for us? How can we prioritize that growth even when school feels all consuming? Like when school feels all this, and we know that okay, we still need to go to school and all. But the most important thing for me, as you have mentioned, is for me to grow myself personally. Because this thing is going to stay with me even after school. So what should I look out for? How can I balance it? How can I prioritize it? How can I merge things together without one lagging behind?
okay, thank you. Let me say this, that school is very, very important.
Mm.
If I had, in fact, I say it anyway, that if I had attended a proper school, like a university for my tertiary education, I might not be where I am today. Because FSS, UCJ was like a very good training ground for me to learn more about education in Nigeria. So back to the question. When I observed that this is what school actually requires of. But I don't want anyone to misquote me that school is not good or you should not face your academics. No, it is just you understanding that okay, this is what the school requires. This is what your primary assignment is. Your education.
Mm.
I don't think that anyone will really be disturbed beyond passing exams, tests, and everything you do as a student is very important. It's going to be important for your life. We're joking one day, and some people were saying that all these um, calculus, the y dx that we learned in mathematics, are we using it now? All these ones that we learned in social studies, learned in geography, agric, all these kind of things. And I said yes. It, it's not. You might not feel like you are using it now, but then somehow you are using those things in your life. That's just it. From your primary level, primary school, secondary school, your tertiary institution, you are using those knowledge. It might not be every day, but then you are using it. So how was I able to balance, right?
Yeah. And what should a
Yes,
young person look out for to be able to say that, oh, this is growth in personal
yes.
development?
Amongst my friends, they can easily say, I mean, classmates, they can easily say, there was one day we were supposed to go for, we wanted to do a debate across the Faculty of Science. Even in FSF, they say they want to, during my set though, they want people that will go for debates. Easily, people knew the list. They will mention Rema. They will mention, what's her name now? Tommy Taylor. There's one lady that bears Tommy Taylor. These are like kids that you know that this one have very good background in
Wow.
primary and secondary. And there was I can't remember her name. She's also very good. And basically they were in my department and they were, you know, okay. They were very okay when it comes to result. I think they had distinction in their first semester compared to me. So these are things that make me feel good. And the balance, how I'm going to know is at that level. I wasn't on that level with them academic, but I was on that level with them when it comes to extracurricular activities. In fact, at some point I had to like overtake them. They had to like come to me for
Mm.
more info. They had to learn from me. So that was
Yeah.
when I started. And again, one thing that anyone should take out of this is that because of the fact that I read non-academic books a lot, it helped me to be able to understand my academic books.
Wow.
So I don't stress. And once again, I had friends that would help me with assignments, that would help me with you know, information.
Mm.
Oh, we have class, we have this, we have that. So it might not really work for every other person, but then I had people that would always push me because they it's not a thing of I am not a serious person. So what we just need to do for him is just a little push. And they were giving me those push. And because of the fact that I've gone through personal development, I was able to apply the same strategy I use. Because basically, so most students don't even go through personal development. Some are not even serious with their education, with their primary assignments. Yes, they are not even serious. If you are a fellowship person or you play football, or you dance or you are involved in something, the dedication you put there, you don't have to put as much as that to your education. Again, I might be reading non-academic books for hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And when it comes to academic books, I'm going to dedicate 1 hour
Mm.
because I'm not on a normal level as a student. I was making money, fine. But then I understood what my academic wants from me. When I
Mm.
got to university, it's required more than 1 hour to now read for exams. I knew that, I understood that, and I had to understand how I can get the best out of this education that I'm trying to get. So when it's time for tests, I don't miss tests, I don't miss exams. You always see me like a normal student. When it's time for normal class, I'm busy, trying to inform the students because that was what I was doing. I was giving information, entertainment, and education because the role of media in society is to educate, inform, and entertain. So I was basically doing that for people, and I was growing in it because before getting to school, I do not. I wasn't doing it. I was consuming, but I wasn't creating anything. So you have to be a creator.
Mm.
You have to be a creator. So if you have gotten to that level that you are creating something, because anyone in this life must be able to create if you actually want growth to happen.
Mm.
Personal growth doesn't mean that it has to be within you. No, it has to be felt. It's just like spirit of God when it's in you, it's going to be felt around you. So if you have a lot in you, you've gotten to that stage where people come to you for information or try to want your expertise in quotes and unquote, then you are getting to that level that you you can also use that knowledge into your education. And mind you, there's this trade by barter knowledge that I believe in. My friends will always come to me, I want to know how to speak English. And if it's someone that knows, that is intelligent academically, you easily be my friend. So, yeah, teach me this. Let me teach you English. Teach
Mm.
me this. Let me teach you public speaking. So I was gaining a lot
Wow.
in spite of the fact that I wasn't dedicating all my time to my education. I had people that were willing because they saw that I wasn't just any other student. There's a thing when you get to school, you feel like, oh, this person is not even serious. No, anyone that is saying that I'm not serious does not know me at all. Once you listen to what I say or read my content, you know that, oh, this guy has something in him. So from there,
Mm.
it's either you want to associate with me and be willing to help me. So some
Mm.
people today, you can't them. I'm going to go to my friends a day, the night before the exam, and they would not feel like this guy is not serious. And naturally, I wasn't serious. It is the day before the exam that we even know course code, course title, all those kind of things. And I have exam the following morning. And one thing they know that and believe is that once we go and sleep, once we explain the things we need to explain to him and we go and sleep, he's going to stay awake. And by the time we wake up in the morning, we are almost at the same level. I'll be on the same level.
Mm.
So balance was there. The time that school actually needs me is tests, assignments, exams, and classes. So you have 24
So
hours
can
as
you
a
give like
student.
practical? ca- Oh, sorry to cut you short. I think I continue. I was just going to jump in the
Okay,
line of what you're saying. I was just saying that can you just give like practical examples of what young people of nowadays can do, like maybe specifically from your experience now. You are talking from your own media side, journalism side. For someone who is not into this um career building or career aspect, what are the practical things? Say, oh, do this, make sure you do this. You should read your book, maybe study for your exam before exams or something. Can you give like specific practical examples?
yes. For some people, I know a lot of people are not into media, and but number one is in UCJ. Then they're always particular about results.
Mm.
The kind of organizations that you're going to join in school is very important. There are some organizations that is not for Uludu.
Mm.
You can't join those organizations and be having low grades. No, they would not allow you in. And if you are in business, because I know a lot of people are doing businesses to fund themselves
Yeah,
across institutions in Nigeria. And just like I said, the time you dedicate to whatever
mm.
you are doing, someone into business would do a lot of mathematics.
Mm.
You do mathematics, you do plus and minus a lot. And then some people will say mathematics is not important. And that person is not even studying mathematics, he's not even in science class. The market
Exactly.
women, they I don't think they actually learned any mathematics. But then if you give them money, they easily give you a change. It gets
Yeah.
very confusing for young minds when they say, give me 100 naira so that I can give you so a month. No, I've given you 1,000. Give him back my change. So maybe you want to collect 500. They don't have
Mm.
500. They now say, give me 100 naira so that I can give you 600 naira. So number one is join a very good organization. There are organizations in schools, in actors, JCI, campus, this thing, journalism, etc. You can join. Because even if you're an entrepreneur, a platform like in actors is going to shape your mind for your business to be beyond the number level. JCI is going to train you basically on leadership. And leadership is important. If you are selling snacks, somehow the group of students that are selling snacks would have a leader. So that's when you'll be tapped on the shoulder, like, you're always leading us. You're always forthcoming.
I'm sorry, I
That
think we lost you because of the network. Can you like start? Can you help us please go back into? Mm.
from the practical distance. Can you hear me? Um,
Yeah, sorry, I think my network got bad. Sorry.
can you hear
So
me
I
now?
was saying that we lost you because of the yes, yes, yes. I thought we lost you because of the network. You were mentioning the types of organization and how the organization that you joined, how they are so important to your group.
All right. Um, I was part of first Union of Campus Journalists, which is basically for journalists. I was also part of doing my national diploma. I was also part of the debating society, which is just for me to brush and strengthen my
Public
public
speaking.
speaking skills. And I was also part of um, Generation Voice Club. It's all about leadership and basically interacting with people. So those organizations have the things they push. They have over students that you know that have gone beyond normal level as a student. They've gathered a lot of knowledge all around. So those in Actors is going to shape you in terms of entrepreneurship and leadership. JCI, Junior Chamber International, is going to train you basically on leadership. The group of people that are selling stuff, maybe they are selling snacks in school, are going to need a leader.
Mm.
Just the way we have group leader when it comes to some assignments or group work in school, it takes a leader. One of the things I remember is that because of the fact that I have that leadership experience, when I was made a group leader at some point during my university days, what I did was our own team. I did most of the work. So when it got to our own planning, I told them I'm going to take this thing from this level to this level. And once the lecturer was like, "This is the best group that I've seen so far."
Wow.
So
Wow.
this fact that they did not really contribute to the content that I developed,
Mm.
they were able to say something. So I was able to coordinate them, not
Mm.
just once I'm done with my own presentation, I'm going to get my own results, my own grade, my own mark. But then I was also concerned about the group generally and each member of the team. That is not what most group leaders across institutions in Nigeria would have. So that leadership is there, and the organizations you join are going to shape your mind, even
Yeah.
your business. You can't be selling stuff like a normal person. There are innovations that you could add. There are
Mm.
strategic places you could in the school
Exactly.
that is going to
Mm.
elevate your business beyond someone else. Number two, computer science is science, and what I do is mass communication. My school doesn't even offer mass communication at all. So how does it relate? What does my school want from me is to go to class. I'm going to go to class. You have to go to class as a student, because going to class for me would help my reading
Yeah.
when it's now when I finally decide to say, oh, I want to read for exam. It's going to help me. It's going to be helpful rather if I attended classes. So if you
Mm.
don't have anything you are like very important, don't miss classes. And when you don't miss classes, make friends in your class, in your department, in your level or senior level that would actually help you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, I think I'm sorry to cut you short, but I would like us to bring this in also. I want us to ask this very important question before we go, because I'm trying to look at the time. And this question is, if you could speak to your own younger self, maybe when you were still in school, what would you say about balancing schoolwork and personal growth? I mean, what is that one truth you would tell to yourself again in one word? Like, I wish I had done this. So, my younger self, do this thing. I don't get my point. Like, just maybe in
I
one
get.
word or two, just tell your younger self what you would have done.
Basically, I wish I would tell my younger self to have contributed in terms of pushing more in terms of my
Mm.
career.
Wow.
I wish, yes, I wish I have pushed more. I would have gone further than this. I'm very sure if I had pushed more than this.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
This is so,
And
so encouraging for me, really.
he said,
I said this is both encouraging and challenging for me, what you said just now.
Okay. And just again, I it was when I was trying to get my results that I realized that even people that had basically nothing, that were just focused on education, if each percent or each percentage do not have better results than I do.
Mm.
Focusing on academics alone doesn't guarantee that anybody is going to
Mm.
get better results than somebody that is shuffling personal
Yeah.
growth and this. And once again, your personal growth is going to stretch you. So that stretch that you have is like you are coming like a boss
Mm.
to your book, because basically it is a student not understanding what he or she is being taught in class that will make the
Mm.
student fail.
Yeah. Mm.
So that's what I, you know, chase wisdom in order I get understanding. Abi Proverbs, is it chapter 4 verse 7 that said it? Getting that understanding is what I have, and that's
Mm.
what my growth has given me. So that understanding is what is going to make me feel like, okay, this course I need to spend extra time on it. I need to do a lot of research on this course. This one, okay, my notes that I've written is enough. What this
Mm.
lecturer was saying is enough to pass my exams. That's understanding. Most people, I'm sorry to say, people that we call fellowship sisters and fellowship brothers, I had better results than them. And it's
Mm.
not that they are serious.
Mm.
No. I just feel that number one, I have better understanding. And this is
Mm.
me at in primary five. We had 24 pupils in the class, and I was 24.
Wow.
Yes, I was
Wow.
just saying this to the office, and they don't believe. I said, growing up as a child, I wasn't a serious person. The only thing I was serious with was football. And then, if I actually had the understanding of football, I'll be able to apply it to my education. So it was when I was growing personally that I had that understanding. Then that understanding was what I was adding to whatever I was doing. If it's cooking that you know how to do, have the understanding of cooking, then you'll be able to apply it to anything in life.
Wow. Wow. This basically covers a lot of questions. Like I didn't ask a lot of questions, and this has
But
answered all
once
of them, I
again,
can say.
what, let me also add this, because I said I would have told my younger self that I would have wished that
Push yourself.
build more, or yeah, wish myself that I should go build my career more. Um, there's something I later, had to spend more time learning, which is relating to my course or relating to tech, which is UI UX. I had to learn UI UX recently. The graphics, most of the things I know how to do. Most people feel that I can do graphics, do video editing, and have some knowledge of tech because I studied computer science. No, no,
Mm.
no computer science can come out and say, oh, because I study computer science, that's why I know how to design, or that's why
Yeah.
I know how to do or audio editing, or all the tech stuff. No computer science students in public universities in Nigeria. I don't know what they really teach them in private universities.
Okay.
No computer science. That one I know of. What they teach us, even the coding is on paper. You have to do the extra work.
Mm. Mm.
There was an opportunity for us to learn UI UX, but because I was somehow not really, I've always felt like I'm working as a media person, so I
Mhm.
didn't really push for that UI UX course that year, and I felt like it was normal design because I could do graphics design then. So I just left it that this is another software. I don't need another software. So that's if I had done it then, I would have gone further in terms of tech. to
Yeah.
as a student in my professional career.
Thank you so, so much, Mr. Tosin. Like, I must say that personally, I've learned a lot about this because personally, aside from academics, I'm also trying to find balance as to career and other things. And I must say that this session has answered a whole lot as to the things I'm confused about, the things I'm supposed to prioritize, and how I'm supposed to see myself. Because one thing I know is that most people, or should I say most students, they kind of tie their what they call success or what they call achievement to their grades. It's not as if it is not good, but from what you said, you must just know how to. It's just basically understanding how to and how to just balance it. I mean, this session is just a lot, and we are really grateful for this wisdom. Oh, sure, 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 definitely.
All right. In Nigeria, we talk about the fact that there are a lot of first class students that don't have a job. And we have people that have 2-2, 2-1 that are getting job. In fact, I have a friend that is currently in the US. He graduated with 2-2 and is on a scholarship studying for a PhD scholarship in the United States. And what do those people that don't
Sorry,
have
the
first class,
network
what do
went off. Can you pick up again? Sorry.
okay, we talk in Nigeria, we talk about graduates, particularly first class, not
Mm,
being not succeeding after school in terms of
mm,
career. I have a friend that is currently studying in the United States, scholarship, PhD scholarship, and he graduated from my school, Adekunle Ajayi University, with 2-2. One of the things some scholarship require, and not even your results. Some schools are going to say, and anybody can check this. Some schools they can take 2-2. That's second class lower or lower second class. But then they are going to be interested in seeing some of the things, maybe work experience, leadership experience, and these are the things that work experience cannot be gotten in the classroom. Leadership
mhm.
experience too can be gotten in the classroom. So
Yeah.
these things are also very, very important. So the grade you have is okay. Is okay, no problem. First class is going to help you in when maybe you want to get scholarship or a job or all those kind of things. But the knowledge and understanding of what you have. So even if it's 2-2 or 2-1 or first class, the knowledge of your field is very important. So if you don't have that knowledge, and that knowledge can be gotten easily from personal growth.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Tosin. We are so grateful for this wealth of wisdom that you dished out to us today. And we hope to host you more on other topics because there are other topics that I've already wrote out from your talks, and I'm hoping we'll be able to bring you back to have you talk about these things. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the the experiences you shared also. All right. Have a great day ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.